ECL season number 2 as this Indian Para League cricket is getting its own attention of that first match where we had a centurion and one scoring 90 odd, but ended up in a fashion of Mumbai by beating up Chennai by a difference of 60 odd runs. Now match number 2 between Delhi and Kolkata. As Delhi have won the toss, decided to bat first was the news from the centre. And that response, you could see the openers of Delhi out there standing still. This tournament typically features 4 teams of 4 different cities: Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi and Kolkata. But players will not just be from one city. Players from across the country will be participating from both the sides, all the 4 sides. As you've seen, players from Telangana, players from Rajasthan, players from West Bengal, players from Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. All over the country, top quality, talented cricketers were being brought into this tournament. This is a great initiative taken by Road Track Club of Coimbatore Galaxy. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. And obviously, Thunder Sports Jai Kishore for his efforts on making this tournament work. He had immeasurable amount of efforts taken for this. In fact, for the past 2-3 years, he's been constantly following Indian para cricket team, and he's been giving his support in terms of sponsorships, in terms of analysis, in terms of coaching stuffs, and obviously tournament organizations, sponsorships, everything he's been doing. And along with these sponsors out there, Drytech Vehicle, Sri Ramakrishna Hospital, Nandu Cots, Missions, Sri Kumaran Tangamaligai, Thai Green Power Solution, The Idea Solutions, Road Club of Coimbatore, Jason Tourism Private Limited, Pixel Poet, Thunder Sports obviously Prozone, Sri Mahalakshmi and Co. Would like to thank all these sponsors for making it possible. Polar Bear obviously. As the journey of these players have not been that easy, they have struggled a lot. They have struggled with financial problems, personal problems, yet they managed to reach out here. It's been a huge initiative out there to give such players a support. And in future, this was expected that players representing India, players representing Tamil Nadu will also get paycheck, as cricket is such a huge viewed game in India. It has such amount of money being put onto that particular game. If such game with such amount of money being put on, why can't this be helpful for para cricketers? Why can't they earn some salary out of it? This would be possible if they get merged to BCCA. Right into the first ball. Oh my god, that's straight onto the off stump line. Still the wicket seems out to be fresh and hard, which supports the fast bowler as well. It's up to the way how the fast bowlers are going to make use of the situation. Look at that. He was pretty late to the party. The batter was not expecting that to be this quick. They've seen a game. They had this advantage. The Delhi and Kolkata. They've seen Chennai Mumbai match, so they know how the condition exactly reacts. Gopinath is one among the top quick bowlers of India, along with Harish, Santosh Kumar and Muttarasu. So you can expect Gopinath to bowl express pace in such kind of situations, as these conditions were helping him out. Venkat and Govindarasu are the openers out there. A fresh condition seems to be. The other wicket might be used on day 3 for the finals. I hope this pitch will be helpful for them for the next 2 days. Today and tomorrow, 6 games will be played. That's high in the air. Straight away finds the aerial route, and that eventually landed in no man's area. Seems like Govindarasu found this formula. Attacking is the best form of defense. It seems very hard to face Gopinath. The biggest difference between Gopinath and many other fast bowlers of India is his experience. There are many fast bowlers like Harish, but when it comes to experience, Gopinath is a very experienced cricketer. He's 30 plus, in fact, he's 33 or 34 if I'm not wrong. With such a kind of age, he never got tired. His body is still having that energy. He'll never say lame reasons. He'll just bowl 24 overs, one after the other, with quick pace. Today, the wicket-keeping glove is not working well. All the teams had the wicket-keepers losing catches. No wicket-keeper glove had got the ball well today. Because this condition helps the wicketkeeper to grab some catches. This condition eventually creates an opportunity for the wicketkeeper. A young batter, Venkat, gets an opportunity to bat on. Looks out to be a little nervous to perform. So that he might be getting some chance to perform for his state side or to the national side as well. But this must be kept in control only if the batter promises to perform well. There have been many other cricketers like Gopinath. There is Raj Mahesh Pillai, who's standing at the covers. He's the skipper of the side as well. He is also 30 odd and still energetic and agile to make something helpful for the cricketing community. Physically challenged cricket. This man out there in picture, Kishore, is a very good batter. Maybe one of the top quality batters of the side for Kolkata. Like Sunmaker of Mumbai, like Sendil Kumar and Ramesh Naidu. Oh, chance of a run out. Chance. It was not given, it seems. With the likes of those quality batters from each sides, it may be Kishore and some other batters out there for Kolkata. Whereas for Delhi, there is Vignesh, who's a very good batter as well as a good leggy. We might see him in action with the bat as the game proceeds. But again, speaking about the way how this condition reacts, it's been very impressive to watch out for. And the weather is turning out to be breezy. There have been signs of rains. I'm not sure whether it's going to happen or not. To all the viewers watching this game out there on this fine Friday, happy weekend first of all. You might be enjoying the 3-day holiday anyway. Along with that, cricket shows your passion for the game. This action will surely... Yes, Vidi Bulb have commented Vignesh is the captain. Yes, Vignesh is the captain for Delhi team. He's been developing himself day by day. He's been developing his performances day by day. There was a tournament happened in Trichy where Vignesh C have became the leading run scorer. Strong shouts. No chance of that being a given out. But this is turning out to be impressive to watch out for. Ball after ball, there have been wicket alert, especially when Gopinath comes in. Now Mudeshwar Khan, the bowler, who came up with this appeal, there may be more possibilities of him picking up wickets. There's two new ball bowlers, with any one of them taking up that advantage or domination with the way how condition reacts. There may be more possibilities of them making it happen. Venkat should obviously given more space to bat on. There shouldn't be any pressure on his head to perform. Since they are batting first, there are more possibilities of them scoring runs on the board. Bit of extra bounce over there, couldn't get the control right down there. But this is seriously good to watch out for with the way how things are going so far. The intention to pick some wickets will be the key factor. Now a couple of dot balls out there. Venkat must be furious to get some runs on the board. This make him to do some mistakes. This usually happens when you face a couple of dot balls. You eventually feel pressure. You want to score runs on the board. Everybody are watching us. My team is watching me. My dugout mates are watching me. The wicketkeeper is watching me. What if they judge me? So if this nervous comes in, this is selective. This is not for everyone. If this happens, the players will do mistake. Though this is selective, this happens regularly. This happened to Sachin Tendulkar over his 24 years span of career. Many times he have faced this situation. That's the biggest pressure out there. That's what Venkat is feeling now. I think Govindarasu should have some word with Venkat. As 11 players converging together, they have been chatting to each other, encouraging to each other. Venkat doesn't have anyone on the field. It would oddly be Govindarasu to have some words with him so that Venkat will be relaxed. 5 dots in a row from Mudashar Khan. A wonderful left arm pacer just taking the game with domination straight away. I think it's some chats over there. Raghava had a discussion with Venkat. You may wonder who is Raghava. Raghava is an impressive cricketer and exciting all-rounder. He is coming out as a run by. Obviously, run by is still there in this cricket. It will still be there. Govindarasu's run by is Raghava. On to the path, strong shouts. No chance of that being a maiden over, but just single run coming off that Mudashar Khan's over. Excellent over that is. 5 for Nolas after 2. Continues up to bowl Gopinath. Oh, wonderful delivery. This should have been a wicket delivery. Anyway, this was what happened when Sendil Kumar faced Santosh Kumar of Chennai Mumbai game. This is the risky delivery. This has always had 50-50 options. You may lose your wicket. You may survive somehow. But Gopinath, known for his discipline and experience, you might bowl a good delivery, but you can't bowl that good delivery 6 times in an over. This man does that. He knows where he have to bowl and he will bowl in that particular area, one after the other. But psychologically, this have also had the other side of the picture that when he started playing cricket, so some of these cricketers who could be able to play regular cricket will also play regular weekend crickets too. So when Gopinath started his time, cricket was completely different. Batters were completely different. Now the batters have evolved a lot in para cricket as well. So adapting himself to such standards will be really pressure. I think that's where Gopinath stands on top of the building. He adapts himself to this modern day cricket and he's still being one of the top cricketers. That's a different pressure. Take someone like Sachin Tendulkar. He batted at the generation of Wasim Akram, Waqar Yunis, who were not to his generation, who were the next generation. Then his generation came where this Sean Pollack, Shane Warne, Glenn McGrath have started impacting his game. That's where he started showing his pure class. But after that, after gaining some experience, after these bowlers started fading away, it was the generation of Brett Lee, it was the generation of Shoaib Akhtar. That itself was a different generation. Everyone thought that Sachin would struggle, but he somehow made his homeworks to stay on top of the game. And then came the generation of the other set of bowlers like Michael Johnson, James Anderson. Sachin again survived. And then the generation of Dale Steyn, he survived. This is very important. This is something that's not very easy. You can't survive your generation. You can't survive a generation that comes 10-15 years later. your thoughts will be different, their thoughts will be different. But if it still happens, that's something special. That's what's special about Gopinath. He's adapting himself to the modern day cricket. He's still one among the top fast bowlers. He's still one of the most thinking bowlers of this cricket. When you take this particular headline, thinking bowlers, there'll be very low cricketers in any form of cricket. Oh, wonderful swing to finish things off. Another 1 over. 6 for no loss after 3. Continues out to ball Mudeshir Khan. Excellent left arm pacer. Chance of a wicket, strong shouts. And the on-field umpire stays with his decision of not out. He's not even having any doubts to clarify it. He may be thinking that it's sitting on the body of the batter. That's what Mudeshir Khan is having a chat about, and the on-field umpire is giving his clarifications to the bowler. That's more than enough. Even the umpires doesn't need to clarify anything. That this job is very tough to do. You have to give decisions spontaneously, but the decision should be perfect. So carrying on either of this is very difficult. Oh, this time it is a beautiful catch taken. A wonderful catch taken at the point direction. One of the excellent catches so far in this tournament. Venkat, very unfortunate that he is still feeling hard to play against Mudeshir Khan. Finally lost his way in the middle. An invitation for the square drive. Look at that. With this angle, if he bowls that. No, not at all. Not at all. Venkat was clueless with his shot. And more of that, the catch taken at the point direction. Not an easy one to take. I just saw that in the direct view. I'm in the ground. It's been an excellent catch taken. That's 6 for 1 in 3.2. Venkat the batter being dismissed. Score yaar
Okay, okay da.
6 for 1. Now the skipper himself into the crease. In at number 3, Vignesh C. One of the top quality batters of the season. Is in prime form. The previous tournament happened in Trichy, where he performed like a rock star with the bat and with the ball as well. Will be expected to do the same in this tournament too. Straight away gets up the mark with a single Vignesh C. As this turns out to be quite good under control. Now all Vignesh requires is a good partner, so that they could build this partnership to the next level. Govindarasu and Vignesh C. That's high in the air. I'm not sure about the distance, and the placement seems to be perfect as nobody's standing at the deep. Will be getting a couple of runs on the board. This is biggest strength of Govindarasu. He used to time the ball by playing those pick-up shots. Didn't got much better timing this time, but usually he gets the timing in the new ball where he'll be scoring sixers easily since there'll be less fielders outside the 30th circle. So there is a multi-dimensional possibilities for this. Misses it as it goes behind and reaches out the boundary ropes as well. White plus 4 it is. Govindarasu gets lucky, runs on the board. Mudeshwar Khan, unfortunate that he couldn't get some control over there. Getting things under control over that 3.4, 14 for 1. Couldn't see much runs coming on the board. Match number 1 was different, but this is different. That's why I mentioned, imagine if Sunmaker and Muttaruse have lost their wickets in the power play, things would have been completely different in that game. It's not a 246 wicket. This wicket is still a fast bowler's wicket, and this wicket still holds a bit of impact for the Pacers to do. But unfortunately, the first game wasn't in their favor. Any one or two batters doing well may work here. It's not a place where all the batters could come and score runs on the board. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. But he should focus on the strike rate. That's why I mentioned, the more you face the dot balls, the more it will impact your game. 3 runs in 11 balls. Terrible this is. This will add a lot of pressure. He could easily make it. 1 or 2 boundaries you could eventually make it. But the pressure that built up because of this is going to be the problem. One more dot ball to end the over. That's 15 for 1 after 4. $15 for 1 after 4. Now there must be a change of bowling. This is the space where it's going to be tested. Whether they could be able to maintain the same momentum, or is it going to be the batters taking care of control? Especially with the way Vignesh bats. Vignesh is a very good batter. He'll not be much aggressive, but by time he'll become aggressive. Punches it through the covers. This time it starts with an aggressive intent. Punches on top of the ball to get that boundary. First boundary for Vignesh in this innings. And there is a change of bowler as well. Look at that. On top of the ball. That's what he's known for. He's a very classy batter, along with Kishore for the other side also. So this is well mixed up together. Ranjit Garai, the new bowler, straight away conceding a boundary. Swings and misses out, couldn't get the control that he is looking for. As this is a slightly bit difficult to keep things under control. That Vignesh is getting carried away with the boundary he scored. This is not usual Vignesh. The entire context seems to be different right from now. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. But Ranjit Garai is expecting that sort of dismissal. That's why he's trying to bowl such lengths and having a third man behind. This is something that needs to be kept in control. With the way how he's pushing things forward, Ranjit Garai with his line and lengths changing one after the other. Vignesh must be very careful on his shot selections too. Welcome back to all the viewers out there watching this game. I hope you've been enjoying this match number 2 action too. On a fine weekend holiday, you're preferring to watch a cricket match that shows your passion for the game. Strong shouts. Missing down the leg, says the on-field umpire. That's why I mentioned a few deliveries back of length and straight away invading the stumps. Ranjit Garai is very dangerous by time. Punches it at the mid-off field. A good stop from Kishore at the mid-off region. Saves a boundary for his side. And Vignesh will be keeping the strike back for the next over. That's 20. In fact, one more to go. It's 4.5. We'll have a discussion in the comment section in the next over. I'm going to ask a question, and viewers, dear viewers, you can answer those questions. It's more of choice-based question, so you can share your opinion in the comment box. End of 5, it's 21 for 1.
End of 5, score 21.
I've seen some name in comment box. Crick Info Vibin. Hi Crick Info Vibin. So now heading into the discussion on speaking about the interest towards the game and the passion towards the game. Let me ask this typical question that there have been a change in the Asia Cup squad that's been released, and there have been a lot of criticism going out there. People had different opinions on their names. So I'm going to ask this particular question. Which one cricketer deserves more spot in Asia Cup squad but he didn't got the chance, and which one cricketer who don't deserve to be in the squad? Kindly mention your opinion in the comment section. I'm going to read all the fans' opinions out there. To all the 21 viewers watching out this game, share your opinions about the Asia Cup squad. Nothing is going to be changed. It's going to be just an healthiest discussion. I would like to repeat the question one more time. In Asia Cup 2025 squad, there have been a lot of criticisms going on. In your point of view, dear viewers, which one cricketer deserved a spot in the squad but didn't got selected, and which one cricketer seems to be out of choice, out of radar but got selected? Oh, that's a misfield this time. One more time, it's Kishore. He's a very good fielder. That's why he's being placed at the mid-off region. Now, continuing with what we're speaking about, the question factor. I give option 3 also. So, you can name these cricketers. So, this particular cricketer, he deserves a spot. And this particular cricketer, he was not in good touch. So-and-so reason, so he should not be in the squad. That you can say. Or you can say this option 3. I love the squad. This is perfect. So, yeah, mention your opinion in the comment section. Catches the call. And that fell short of the fielders. Mudashir Khan been given the third over, aiming for only one thing. Early breakthrough in the power play. They got only one so far. Yet the economy is in good control, Vignesh might come back to form at any point of time. He might start increasing those run rates. So it's not a concern. The more you impact the wicket column, the more the batters struggle to score runs on the board. And that's cleaning him up. As he raises stumps, this is the reason why the skipper had brought in him. Raj Mahesh Pillai had a reason behind this approach. Mudashir Khan gets his wicket. In his third over, he gets his second wicket. As these were much needed breakthroughs. Govindarasu was struggling for a long time, finally lost his way in the middle. It was a typical left-hander's delight, and Govindarasu felt it to be unplayable. Good work by Mudashir Khan, gets the second one. Disappointed Govindarasu walks back to the pavilion. It's 22 for 2.
That's winning.
Onto the body line, glides it behind. Thiago, the new batter, comes in at number 4. As it's straight away being pushed down to the single. Gets up the mark with that Thiago. Been a wonderful power play so far. That Kolkata are dominating this power play despite of them losing the toss. This power play have been done well by them, especially with the way how the fast bowlers did their job. That's why I mentioned this is a fast bowler's paradise today. In fact, in evening match under the lights, it's gonna react even more impactful. I'm eagerly waiting to see that as well. Swings and couldn't get the control that he's looking for. Yet Mudashir Khan might also be looking to pick another one to end the power play. 1 or 2 maybe. 24 for 3 or 24 for 4 will be a very good start to the power play, and then they could eventually carry this forward. Catches the call, and that beats the fielder comfortably, reaches out the boundary ropes as well. Lucky runs here from Vignesh C. An inch below this would have been taken by the short third man. Look at that. He was standing precisely. That's almost closer. Last ball of the power play. As Mudashir Khan might be aiming to get another one to finish things off. But that's almost closer. Wonderful delivery. Turning out to be just a single, as Vignesh will be keeping the strike back for the next over. At 6 gets complete at 29 for 2. Ganesh Yadav, the new bowler, into the attack. Squeezes it to the point direction. Oh, that turns out to be misfield as well, as it eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Look at that shot. The way how he throws the bat. And that little bit of misjudgment eventually turns out to be a boundary. Vignesh is scoring boundary in every over. He's not being greedy. He's not being over expecting. He's just trying to score runs on the board by increasing the run rate gradually. That's why I mentioned he'll become dangerous by time. That's the biggest impact that Vignesh C creates in a game. You have to pick his wicket in the first 10-15 balls. Else the innings becomes a huge. Oh, that's almost closer. Almost closer. I think the pace battery is really good with every team. We're not sure about Kolkata. You have to wait and watch. I'm sorry, we're not sure about Delhi. We have to wait and watch. Apart from that, the other teams were having wonderful pace battery, which is really impressive to watch out for. Those things are quite good under control. 6.3. 35 for 2. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. This is turning out to be a couple of dot balls out there. Now, to all the viewers out watching there, we've been speaking about this thing. Your response to the Asia Cup squad and who deserves the spot but doesn't got, who doesn't deserve much but got, or you feel the squad is wonderful. You can share your opinions in the comment box. We can have a healthy discussions out there. Well, speaking about that particular squad, there have been a lot of disappointments for few people, for Shreyas Iyer, Yashasvi Jaiswal and Prasidh Krishna, and few were expecting that this is another chance easily given to Rinku Singh, Shivam Dubey, and even with Harshit Rana. So yeah, these were opinions being posted by people out there in the social media, but oh, that's almost closer. 7 gets completed, 35 for 2. 35 for 2. Been turning out to be quite good under control. Finally, SBJ Suresh, a left arm spinner into the attack. Left arm spinner to leg spinner, who's now with the bat. SPJ Suresh is having that ability to pick wickets in crucial phases of the game. But today it's a different condition, different wicket. 2 months before, when he was performing in Trichy, he did really well for Trichy side. In fact, for Kanchipuram side, he was representing Kanchipuram and picked up 6 wickets, if I'm not wrong, in an innings. No, 4 wickets in an innings, in fact. Catches the call, fielder and shot, and that's dropped. Put down by the fielder. This is very unfortunate. If Gopinath drops it, it's very impossible to grab. Catches the call, and this time it fell short of the fielder. This is like the wicket is just falling short every time. One proper dismissal. An inch is the difference. The batters must be very careful with their shot selections. As this seems to be quite good under control with the way how it's going. Bit of miscommunications too over there. Couldn't get much control over there, trying to play it through the covers. As this seems to be quite good under control. Good one from Raj Mahesh Pillai. And the run out opportunity is still there. That's a huge breakthrough out there. Tremendous work out from Raj Mahesh Pillai through the covers. Disappointed batter walks back to the pavilion. This is very unfortunate that Thiago was disappointed. I think Raghava, the unbiased fielder who attempted that run, was also not satisfied with Vignesh for calling for that. This is how it happened. Took it with one hand and eventually throwed it back. He was way far from the crease. It's pretty clear, and I could clearly see the disappointment from Raghava as well. 38 for 2, in fact 38 for 3 it is. This is 38 for 3 out there. Vignesh needs a stable partner right from here. He got Thiago, but unfortunately Thiago lost his way in the middle. Now Dharma, the new batter, comes in at number 5. Must be very careful with running between the wickets. 8 gets completed, 38 for 3. 38 for 3. Yes, that seems to be quite good under control with the way how Ganesh Yadav bowls. It's a slight bit of difference with Khan and him. Khan bowled it with typical left arm pace, quickness on the conditions. But whereas Ganesh Yadav is bowling it with loose hands, it's having a slight bit of flight over there too, which is letting them to pick wickets. Much better one. Crucial call for the on-field umpire to decide. But he was pretty conscious on what he's doing. I think these were the areas that must be kept in control, where the things have to be taken with good control over there. Good shot through the covers. And the timing says it all with the placement. That is a fielder deep anyway. Will not let the batters to score boundaries out there. The run rate have been very low now. It's even less than 5 runs per over. As things were quite good under control. As it is 39 for 3. As it turns out to be a couple of dot balls over there. Ganesh Yadav struggling a bit to make it happen. There we could see the camera persons sitting out there. All these quality visuals coming out from them. Webstreaming.in, one of the top streamers out there in South India, expanding their borders across the globe. 41 for 3 after 9. Continues out to bowl SPJ Suresh. Oh, that's almost close. I think Vignesh must be careful with SPJ Suresh. He can even target the other bowlers, but this man is very dangerous. The more we give respect, the more we could be safe and secured in scoring runs on the board. If you try to go for the big shots, that's what he's expecting for. One big attempt will turn into one bad attempt. Could clearly see him trying to bowl Yorkers one after the other. That is his biggest strength, it seems. Turning out to be a dot ball over there. With 3 to finish this over, it's 42 for 3 already. One to end the over. SPJ Suresh have been bowling another fantastic over. The Dharma's looking out to be clueless on what needs to be approached. Most of them were wide Yorkers that the batters are failing to realize. Oh, that's a misfield as the fielders chasing down the ball. That could eventually go for boundary to finish things off. 46 for 3 after 10.
Score 46 for 3.
This was that shot. Let the ball to come in and squeezes it to the point direction. That eventually went in between the two fielders, pierces the gap and goes to the boundary. Here not bro. இப்படி கொடுப்பாங்க. ஓ ஜூஸா தூக்கம் வருது. ஓகே லைக் தட். அப்போ வந்து வேண்டாம்னு நம்மளே சொல்லிடுவோம். 46 for 3. Raj Mahesh Pillai, the skipper of the side, gets the ball. The other left arm pacer, the third left arm pacer we are watching today, but he's not into pace, he's more into slow medium bowling. Change of variations is a strength. We've seen him traveling with Tamil Nadu and India for a long while. He's been one of the tremendous thinkers of the game. I mentioned this word for few cricketers. I mean myself, Bharat Sivalingam, the commentator. So there are very few cricketers who have been a great thinkers of the game. On that aspect, I love the way how Raj Mahesh Pillai is playing. He was playing. The way how he grabbed those wickets, change of pace. You can't calculate the quality of a performer with just his techniques or skills. He's not having quick pace bowling, he's not having in swingers, but he know how to pick wickets. And that aspect, he's the top quality bowler. Might be having an odd day today too, but yeah, things were quite good under control. As he's trying to pull things under his control, getting his gloves ready, Dharma. Vignesh seems to be pretty confident. He plays 21 balls and he's in good form of the season, not just in this tournament. The cricket being played by physically challenged players, whatever the tournaments they're playing, Vignesh is doing really well. He was the leading run scorer of the previous tournament happened in Trichy just 2 months before. So he's in good form. The question is, will he get a good partner? That's the question. Especially with these bowlers like Raj Mahesh Pillai, he controls runs. If you try to score runs, you might lose your wickets. So if this happens, we may not be watching them in action for a long while. The end total might be less than 100 runs per over, which may not be helping them to defend that particular one. Gopinath will also bat well. So the batting seems to be well set with Kolkata. Punches it out as Gopinath chases down the ball. Nobody gets closer to the ball. That is a tremendous save out there. This man can easily save those boundaries. That's what he's known for. This is very good in controlling these things. That's how it used to get. Gets in good control over there, Raj Mahesh Pillai. Through the covers. Good try from the fielders, converging together as it eventually saves the boundary. I really love the way how Kolkata fielders are working hard to save those boundaries. Each and every run matters a lot. That 50 up here for them. 11 gets completed, 52 for 3. Ganesh Yadav is with the ball. His deliver 52 for 3. Still the run rate is less than 6 runs per over. The possibilities of 120 will also be a little challenging right from here. With too many left arm bowlers taking things in control. If I were the skipper, I would have used SPJ to bowl another over. As he was doing it really well, I would have given 4 consecutive overs to him. But anyway, captains thinks differently. And as a viewer, we might be getting different ideas. But on the field, for a particular batter, the captains might be having a game plan to be executed. That's where it gets things under control. We got to wait and watch on how this is moving forward as time passes. That's how it used to get. Strong appeal from the wicket keeper, as he was telling that the batter is standing away from the skip crease. As things were quite good under control. 54 for 3. Pulls it away, that's high in the air. And lands in a no man's area where the batters could fetch some single over there. 3 runs so far in this over. With one more, will be expected to score. Dot ball to end the over. 3 runs coming off the over. It's 55 for 3.
Score 55 for 3.
Continues out to bowl Raj Mahesh Pillai. Just gliding it into the back foot to get things under control. Been a high quality cricket match. This is nothing short of an international cricket match with the kind of quality, with the kind of performance. I would like to give kudos to webstreaming.in for being the broadcast sponsor. They did a tremendous job out there. Big shot as Gopinath is trying to save it. Nobody could get closer to that even. Goes for the boundary. To be very honest, this is much needed boundary at this point of time. A boundary after a very long time. As this time it's been a good length delivery. Seems like something being bowled onto the slot for Dharma. And that's been taken in good control by continues out to bowl. Oh, strong shouts. And the fingers were going up straight away. Gets a breakthrough over there, Raj Mahesh Pillai. And that's where the ego of a fast bowler have always been greater than the game. If you score a boundary, get yourself ready for a wonderful delivery from the bowler. That's how Raj Mahesh Pillai used to react to those boundaries. The next ball will be outstanding, which eventually picks up the wicket as well. There you could see the clear picture on what exactly happened. This will give us the clarity. As you could see, it hit the stumps. And the finger's gone up too. It's 9:59 for 4. It is. Dharma walks back to the pavilion. That brings a new batter, Raghava, who's not new to the crease. He was there running between the wickets for the rest of the batters. Now he himself came in as a batter. Raghava comes in at number 6. Left-right combination as well. This is going to be crucial phase to build up the partnership. Speaking about Raj Mahesh Pillai, after conceding that boundary, I've seen that immediate reaction from him. There have been segregation of fan following in India. Certain people will say Dada will let his emotions like a lion. Virat Kohli will shout his emotions like lion. That's why he's our hero. And some people used to say that Mahendra Singh Dhoni is calm and composed. He's very mature. He's my favorite. So, which one is right? That area should never be discussed. Which one is right is not the point. Which one you are getting admired, that matters the most. In that perspective, I feel Raj Mahesh Pillai is coming onto this track of what Dada did, what Virat Kohli did, or even what Yuvraj Singh did over a point of time. Aggression is his way of expressing his emotions. One simple mistake by a fielder on the field, the entire day he used it to show his anger onto that particular fielder, shout in the middle of the ground. So it's his way of expressing. He's very good at expressing those emotions out, even with his wicket celebrations. But over a point of time, now he's becoming more subtle, moving into the zen mode as it rolls and not showing interest to reach out the boundary ropes. Good sign for the fielding unit. But over this point of time, when I met him in 2022, he shows that aggression even by 2023. But after June 2024 or second half of 2024, I started watching different Raj Mahesh play. Not that into expressing his emotions. To his level, he been decreased himself 50%. This might be because of aging. Goes over the bowler's head, and that eventually gets the boundary that they require. Second boundary of this over, and that's a little bit expensive over. 13 gets completed, 67 for 4. This was that shot. One of the most safest areas to score runs on the board. Nobody will be standing behind a bowler. Good shot from Vignesh. Quick reflex, and he's coming back after that shot.
Over completed. Upuraj. Anand.
Was really good with the way how they're playing now. Vignesh, he started to shift up the gears. The run rate moves to 5.15 from 4 point something. For the first time we are watching this happening. This is a great sign that they have started impacting the run rate. Couldn't get much control over there, as that seems out to be quite good single. That Raghava will surely understood his role clearly. You have to rotate the strike and give it back to Vignesh. He was doing it really well. But my question is, why can't you give one more over to SPJ? Ganesh Yadav could also be preserved for the future. That he could be a medium pace, he can bowl at the death overs too. But anyway, that's wonderful numbers from him. Bowling his last over. Just 13 runs in 3.1 with 5 more to go. A wonderful and economical spell from Ganesh Yadav. Through the covers, couldn't get much control over there. Will be ending up to be just a single. As things were quite good under control. But the clarity that Vignesh is having is quite impressive to watch out for. He have shifted up his gears, not showing any fear, not showing back foots. Just going forward with positivity, that is pretty much important. If Raghava stays till the last over, Vignesh could eventually take up the risk of going for big shots so that they can make it up to 120s or 150s even possibly. Much better line from Ganesh Yadav. But speaking about psychological cricket, this is how it used it to be. Even if it is Mitchell Stark or even if it is someone like Jasprit Bumrah, if you constantly score runs on the board, put them under pressure, they bowl a full toss, they bowl a loose delivery, they bowl a no ball. So it's not about the standard of a bowler or the number of a bowler, it's about the momentum he gathers on a particular day. So always focus on momentum and psychological impacts on the game. That's how it used it to be. That's why I mentioned the more Raghava stays, the more Vicky gets his confidence to score runs on the board. That's why it used it to be. If Vignesh doesn't get the proper partner for 5-6 overs together, he cannot shift his gears. He'll be having this fear mindset. What if I lose my wickets? The entire team will struggle. Tossed up delivery. There is a man in deep. Will be just a single. As things are quite good so far. 5 runs coming off this over. 5 and over will also ensure that you will be scoring some 100 runs in 20 overs. But less than that will never be acceptable. Swings it and got the connection better, but there is a man in deep. Will just be a single out there to end this over. Keeping the strike back for the next over, Vignesh. See, 6 runs coming out the door. That's 14 gets completed, 73 for 4.
Over completed. 73 for 4. Over completed. Score 73 for 4.
Seventy-three for 4. Continues out to bowl Raj Mahesh Pillai. Couldn't get the control that he is looking for. As this seems to be quite good with the way how it's being approached. Raj Mahesh Pillai might be continuing his 4th over too. But he got to be careful with Vignesh, as Vignesh is trying to attack Raj Mahesh Pillai. He's targeting these bowlers to score runs on the board. Onto the path, strong shouts. No, says the on-field umpire. But this is quite impressive. The more you bowl onto the pads, the more you create a fear on a batter's mindset. He might be feeling it hard to score runs on the board. Raghavas, but he's a positive cricketer. Raghavas very energetic. A dressing room man, in fact. There'll always be a dressing room with one cricketer who manages everyone, who makes everyone's energy. That's Raghava. A complete team, man. Oh, that's a wonderful Yorker. This is what they used to call toe crushing Yorker. You could see with the way how Raghava jumped himself from that Yorker. A wonderful mind game is going in between these two bad players, Raj Mahesh Pillai and Raghava. Oh, change of pace straight away, change of pace that he was not expecting, Raghava. He was expecting something quicker onto the stumps. That's why I mentioned when Raj Mahesh Pillai came to bowl his first over, he's a great thinker of the game. When you were given a one with technique, one with great thinking ability, you always choose the one who thinks. Thinking made Ravichandran Ashwin's career in Test cricket. He's a great thinker of the game. There have been very few cricketers are great thinkers of the game, and they'll always be valued for their thought process. But what's most ironical is a cricketer who shows or expresses all his emotions, shouting and showing aggression, is a great thinker of the game too. He plans the innings, he reads the minds of the batters. Look at the field position. This is because he knows Vignesh and he knows the reaction of Vignesh too. Flicks it away. There is a man in deep anyway. Will be just a single to end the over. 3 runs coming off that over. It is 676 for 4.
Overs. Score 76 for 4. Last 5 overs. 76. Anand.
Good start to that over.
One bowler is going
As
ahead.
things were quite good under control. SPG is back into the attack. So this over is going to be more crucial. We are into 16th over. Vignesh will be desperate to go for big shots. How could Suresh be able to survive? That's high in the air. And that could never be taken at this level, as it fell short of the fielders anyway. But the intent seems to be pretty clear that it's the quality of SPJ Suresh versus the intent of Vignesh. See, a spinner in the 16th over, especially to a set batter who's trying to make it bigger. The picture says the story. Anybody could make it to a story from now. It may be SPJ or it may be Vignesh. Surprising quicker one from SPJ anyway. As this seems to be quite good under control with the way how it is going. Strong shouts. No chance of that being a dismissal. Quite good under control. Vignesh is really struggling to get runs on the board. Clean ball. This time it hits the stumps. A quicker one. Much quicker one. Skid onto the stumps. And Vignesh looking out to be clueless on what needs to be done. This is not the first time it is happening. He was bowling a quicker ones frequently. Tremendous bowling. Look at that. He's not even having space to read the ball. Excellent work by SPJ Suresh. Brought in the breakthrough. A huge wicket is gone. It's 77 for 5. Vignesh walks back to the pavilion.
Out. That's not a slip. இந்த ஓவரின் இறுதி பந்து.
Rohan, the new batter from Rajasthan, straight away comes in at number 7. As that is turning out to be a wonderful over from SPJ Suresh. Just 2 runs coming off the run. A wicket too. It's 78 for 5 after 16.
Last 4 overs.
$78 for 5 with Raj Mahesh Pillai getting the ball. It'll just be a single over there. Couldn't get much control over there. One for 22 as of now. Chance of a run out, as that seems to be quite closer. Eventually adds up a lot of runs on the board. I think this is where the runs might get leaked to us. The projected score shows 99, but this might go even more than that. As long as Raghava and Rohan stays. Both were new batters, both didn't had much impactful day with the bat so far. But any of these, by swinging out the bats, could get some runs on the board. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. Three coming off this over so far. Catches the call as it goes behind the fielder and eventually reaches out the boundary ropes. Much needed boundary at this point of time. And Raghava gets it. It's been bowled way outside the off stump. Raghava throwed his bat. It gets the kish outside edge. And eventually gets the boundary that they were expecting for. Much needed boundary at this point of time. Seven runs coming off this over. Oh, these were unfortunate. This comes out of a frustration of conceding extra runs on the board. 29 runs so far in his 3.4 overs quota. Raj Mahesh Pillai, 1 wicket on his name. That came out as revenge after the boundary. Will surely be a dot ball out there. All they require is single on every ball. They could eventually make it to hundreds. Through the covers, couldn't get the elevation that he is looking for. Will be just a single to end the over. 87 for 5.
17 overs complete. Score 87 for 5. Last 3 overs.
Last over of SPJ Suresh. As it hit the stumps, good directed from the fielder. Oh, these were miscommunications. Very unfortunate that they ran a couple of runs on the board. These are the moments where the bowling unit must be very careful. The last moments will be adding up a lot more runs here and there. Singles and twos will be leaking every ball. That will never provide the justice for their outstanding bowling performance so far until the 17th over. Uses the cross bat to get things under control. As SPJ Suresh has to bowl to the left-right combination, which is going to be slightly bit pressure for him, especially if they rotate the strike every ball. Swings and couldn't get the connection that he is looking for. Chance for the second run, as they're not running back for the second run. Things were quite good under control. Catches the call as that's high in the air, fielder under the ball, and that is taken. Good catch taken out there as SPJ Suresh gets another one. That's wicket number 2 for him. As you could clearly see that Rohan had tried to go over the long on fielder, didn't got the elevation that he was looking for. Good walking forward and catch was taken. Exceptional work over there. 92 for 6 it is.
Aman, batsman. 92 for 6.
92 for 6. Last 2 balls of SPJ Suresh with Pablu, the new batter. Been a tremendous performance with the ball from SPJ Suresh. 2 for 15 in 3.5 overs. Especially with the way how he brought in the wicket of Vignesh C. Have been outstanding. Strong shouts and the fingers gone up. That's wicket number 3 to SPJ Suresh. This time it's Bablu, the batter being dismissed, came in and walks back without scoring. There's been a quicker one bowled on the 4th stump line, and it got it what it exactly requires. Look, good catch taken behind. 92 for 7.
15 overs completed. 92 for 7. Lost 2 overs. Aman,
Sudhir Shah, the new batter, came in at number 9. Now last 2 overs in action. Gopinath back into the attack. 2 overs, just 3 runs conceded. But with a quick pace bowler at this point of time, it is going to be trickier, as Raghava is somehow going to find ways to score runs on the board. He is well capable of that. swings and misses out, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. Starts off with the dot ball. It's getting on to the batter that Raghavas should be very much careful, especially with the bounce factor too. But surprising to see him getting off the helmets to get clear vision on where the ball comes in. Much better one from Gopinath, trying to bowl a couple of dot balls. We've been speaking about his experience and him not getting faded away in terms of updating himself. That's the biggest strength of Gopinath. Every time he'll bowl like a 19-year-old boy. Even with the mindset that says it all as it hit the stumps. This time, not away from the stumps, onto the stumps, which confused Raghava to lose his wicket. Exceptional bowling from Gopinath, gets his first wicket. The first couple of deliveries were being bowled outside the off stump. He's smiling, that's good sportsmanship anyway. But this one, straight away bowled onto the stumps. Raghava looks out to be clueless. In this condition, if a bowler invades the stumps, the only option that the batter has is to watch it hitting the stumps and smile at the bowler. Nothing else they could make out of it. 92 for 8 it is as Raghava walks back to the pavilion.
Score 92 for 8. 92 8 wicket இழப்பு.
Trying to play it through the cover. Senthil, the new batter. In fact, two new batters, Sudhir Shah and Senthil, came in at 9 and 10. First run coming off this over. Turning out to be a wonderful over out there. But just two more to finish things off. Been tremendous with his performance. Just want to finish things off. 94 for 8 already.
Wow.
Just one more required to end this over. That's been tremendous performance from Gopinath. 1 for 6 in 2.5 with one more to go. Single to end the over. It's 96 for 8.
Overs completed. 9 for 8.
Ranjit Garai to bowl the last over. Chance of a run out. as everyone appeals for that, but the on-field umpire stays calm. That shows that he is not interested to raise up his fingers for that. In fact, Mudeshir Khan was doing well today. He bowled a maiden over. He's 17 for 2, but was not given another over to bowl. 3 overs for him. Same as what happened to Gopinath. 3 overs for Gopinath as well. Only 3 bowlers have completed their 4 overs quota. Ganesh Yadav, SPJ Suresh and Raj Mahesh Pillai. So Gopinath and Mudesh are supposed to bowl 1 over each. That 2 overs, those 2 overs are given to Ranjit Garai anyway. Clean bowled. As it hits the stumps, Ranjit Garai gets his first wicket with that. Sudhir Shah had tried to place it to the mid-wicket region, but was not much successful with that result. As the scoreboard moves to 97 for 9 with that.
97 for 9.
Could clearly see that happening. Oh, that's been put on by the fielder. Unfortunate. Should have been the finishing one of this game. Anyway, Sheikh was the fielder. It's 98 for 9 now. Shevak, the new batter, came in at number 11. The last batter got off the mark straight away with that single. Swing and a miss, couldn't get much control over there. Cleaning him up. As things were quite good. Unfortunate boundary that went out of his control. Look at that. A thickish outside edge. A top edge, in fact. Unfortunately, went on to be a misfield and a boundary as well. They'll surely be disappointed. 99 and 100 were not the same. The psychological difference will always be there. Now it's 1 or 2 for 9 will surely be giving some psychological confidence. Not sure about winning this game, but somewhere to fight on. Swings it and got the connection better. Nobody standing at the deep. And it eventually touches the boundary ropes, which is more than enough to get that boundary. 106 for 9, turning out to be an expensive 10 runs over. And very unfortunate, that too. This was what we're speaking about. As it turned out to be unfortunate even to finish things off. The expected total was 98 or 99, but it turns out to be 106 for 9 in 20 overs. Now 107 is the target required for Kolkata to win the game. Delhi Dynamics, after winning the toss, came on to bat first, but nobody have been there to save things up with them except Vignesh. See, the captain scored 38 runs. The rest of the batters couldn't consolidate the momentum with the ball. Gopinath 3 overs 7 for 1. Mudeshir Khan 3 overs 17 for 2. Ranjit Garai 2 overs 16 for 1. Ganesh Yadav 4 overs just 18 for 0. SPJ Suresh pick of the bowlers 4 overs 15 for 3. And Raj Mahesh Pillai 4 overs 34. An exceptional performance bringing up together 107 is the target for Kolkata to win the game. That's how it goes here. Have been tremendous first inning so far. Just getting you to the highlights of this first innings. So far, whatever happened in this innings after Delhi decided to bat first, this was what happened with this tremendous catch out there at the point direction. The wicket have kept on falling at one end, and one man, the skipper himself, has started scoring runs. He started taking up the responsibility with his yellow helmets as of his form so far in this series continued out here. But on the other end, Mudeshwar Khan did this, and wickets have started falling one after the other. No batter have given that compliment to his efforts taken by Vignesh C to stay in the crease as they came in, tried to bring some partnership and unfortunately lost their wickets in the middle unless and until this man came into picture as PJ Suresh and Raj Mahesh Pillai. They both bringing up together started picking up wickets in a regular interval of time which turned out to be something that went in good control. Maybe this run out would have been a turning point too. But whatever happens, SPJ Suresh's arrival have took things under good control. It's about Vignesh's form as a batter and the wicket-taking ability of the entire bowling unit of Kolkata. As you could see, the revenge wicket taken by Raj Mahesh Pillai after conceding a boundary. Smiling faces everywhere, even after losing wickets, even after scoring runs. Both batters and bowlers were having this friendly nature. But only thing that went constant is the batting ability of Vignesh. Until this happened, when SPJ Suresh came in to pick the wicket of Vignesh, everything had stopped working from that moment. There may be few boundaries here and there, but the bowling unit has started picking up wickets right from there. SPJ Suresh, on his part, have picked up three wickets, three most crucial wickets. The wicket of captain, the wicket of previous owner, and this wicket as his third wicket and the last ball of his over. 3 overs, 15 for 3 was the number he ended at the end of his spell. And these were final proceedings where Gopinath dismissed Raghava and the hopes of Delhi as well. But at the end, we may not be sure what's going to exactly happen. Good start to the last over, but unfortunately, that went on to be a couple of boundaries, one top edge and the other went on to the deep square leg region. Nobody expected these will go for the boundaries, but these have went for the boundaries and ended up 100 as well. 1 at 6 is the end of 20 overs.
ஐபிசிஎல் சாங் கொடுத்துருந்தாங்க யாரு இன்டர்வியூ ஓ அப்படியா சரி சரி ஓகே அவர் தான் அங்கே கொஞ்சம் ஃபேட்டாக இருப்பார் ஓ சக்தி மணிகன் அப்படியே
check.
டெசிஷன் மாறிட்டே இருக்கும் ப்ரோ ப்ரோ அவங்க வந்து பாட்டு வாங்க எல்லாத்தையுமே உட்காந்து தூங்கிட்டு இருந்தேன் அதுதான்
Hello.
அண்ணன் நீங்க ஆச்சு இங்க வந்து பேச சொல்றாங்களே
All the team captains are
Striker.
Three ready?
Right into the second innings, 107 required to win the game for Kolkata Thunder Warriors. Seems to be an easy one, but there have been a pace battery out there with Delhi Dynamics as well,
Stay there, two line.
as both the openers were ready.
Two line.
Just before the final proceedings, we've seen a couple of fast bowlers out there with the likes of Shevak, Raghava. They have this potential to change the game towards their side, but this seems to be a tricky total. With its expectations around 90s, to making it to 106 might be a positive intent, but still it requires more numbers to stay dependent on this target.
Cam one bowler.
It's quite challenging for them to defend it.
One.
Yet there have been most interesting stories, the best ever T20 stories being made by defending low targets out there. We've seen that Mumbai Indians having done that plenty of out times in cricket,
One ready.
and even with the way how India's T20 World Cup victory came out to be special just because they've defended 30 of 30 when world's two great T20 batters were there. Keeping that in mind, hope is that one thing, and it's a very good thing.
Three enga. Three. One follow panna.
Bablu with the ball,
Two line.
jersey number 7 to take up the responsibility. Especially in the new ball, the power play, fast bowlers were purchasing a lot with the wicket column. That's where they have to focus on. Delhi Dynamics, and when it comes to Kolkata, the approach will be quite opposite. You have to be more conscious in the power play, and then things will fall down as your expectation. Never let the opposition to come into the game. This lets them to sit in the driver's seat. Kolkata Thunder Warriors, unless or until you make some mistakes, Delhi can never be able to come into this game. It's better to not take the game more than 14 overs. Starts off with a bit extra bounce over there. That's what happened to every other fast bowler who tries to extract this in these conditions. This is fresh and breezy weather, which lets the fast bowlers to do well here in the power play. Rajni and Suresh Selvam are the openers. Is a very good batter, Suresh Selvam, along with Rajni. If this combination builds up together, they could make use of the power play well, and they could eventually make it happen before 14th or 13th over. That's why the intentions were looking out to be. When you look at the way how the low targets are being defended, when the batting team usually gets confused on how to approach the chase, whether to be defensive or to be attacking, that's where this confusion gets in, and they'll try to take the game deep. That's where the bowling unit gets into the game. Never try to take the game deep. That's why the account gets open. First runs on the board here for Kolkata. Speaking about this is a crucial thing when all these low target defense had a pattern. When you take with the way how 120 odd was defended by Mumbai Indians in 2017 IPL final, the first 10 overs was in good control, and then the batters have started taking defensive measure. This leads to Mumbai bowlers to take much time to pick wickets. The more ball you bowl, the more opportunities you get to pick wickets. That's how it used to be. So it's always better to avoid low target defense. Just stay on the chase. Be as quick as possible, but don't be desperate. Goes over the bowler's head. That's high in the air and gets the distance as well. Exceptional stroke making, and he made it single-handedly. Gets off the mark with that shot. Suresh Selvam. Just taking back a look at that shot over there. Look at that. He's having one hand and gone over the bowler's head. This comes out with practice and determination. Take back a look at the nothing over there with the balance. Entire body falls on the back foot. Gets off the mark with it maximum. Will be shuffling up to get some runs over there. I think this is a very good approach with the way how Rajni have batted and with the way how Suresh Selvam is batting. Both of them have understood their situation. They have also started to take up that responsibility. A juicy one, which went on to be just a single over there. These things were quite good under control with the way how the batters were approaching. Don't be more conscious on what you're doing. One gets completed 8 for no loss. That's been a pretty decent first over from Bablu. Yet to get off the mark Rajni, but yes, this is very easy target. No need of any hesitation, no need of second thoughts. You give 120 balls, they could eventually pick 10 wickets. You don't give 120 balls, make it 84 balls game. That's how it used to be approached. 98 runs required in 114. Yes, things were quite good under control. Suresh Selvam, if he was given a slot delivery, cuts it away this time, goes over the point fielder, and that will surely get the boundary it deserves. That's what Sehwag does for a decade, and now Suresh Selvam is doing that. Gopinath is a run by for Rajini. Don't get surprised. He'll be coming back. He's a very good batter. We could see him in action too. There are good batters out there with Kolkata, so there won't be much opportunities for them to get disappointed. Unless or until you make it more conscious. Oh, this is pretty closer, but he eventually gets runs. Very unfortunate. Sendil, very unfortunate this is. He did this job really well, yet he gets the result that he don't deserve. Anyway, by speaking about Sendil, I was doing commentary for them in Trichy on a tournament where it's pretty similar with Tamil Nadu cities. When Senthil was representing Trichy team, he picked up 6 wickets in an innings and changed the context of the game. He's having that ability to do. One good over with a wicket, Senthil will start taking that responsibility. Big shot again. And the timing seems to be perfect as well, as it eventually hit the nets over there. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. Another maximum from Suresh Selvam. But how could this man be able to do this? Take back a look at that. Oh, this is slot delivery. This could be done by the right-handed batter, but someone with just right hand. Impossible. Look at that. Single-handedly he's doing this. Swing and a miss, couldn't get much control over that. Turning out to be a little expensive. 11 runs coming off this over. Finds the aerial route, catches the call. And that turns out to be another maximum. But the fielder shows boundary signal. And the decision has been changed as it turned out to be a boundary. But anyway, this is expensive. 15 runs so far in this over. Whether it's on the slot or not on the slot, he's converting that to be a loose delivery. It's on the slot anyway. Just finding the aerial route alone. Let him to do. Look at the ball covering with the sky background, which is also white in color. Spectacular work done by the cameraman of webstreaming.in. They did some amazing job. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he's looking for. Dot ball to end the over. That's 27 for no loss after 2.
2 overs completed, 27 runs.
Bablu continues out to bowl. He's a tremendous batter. Suresh Selvam.
Feel everywhere. Too ready, too live.
We've seen him performing well in such standards. Once he gets going, he'll be unstoppable. Swinging and miss, couldn't get the control he's looking for, but look at that. This should be stopped at this level of cricket. Not just with this one team, we've seen all the 4 teams having wicketkeeper not giving its hands perfectly. But anyway, that's exception for Gopinath. Very good running between the wickets. They must be very careful with the way how they're running between the wickets. Go straight, and that is mid-on fielder. Doesn't let the batter to rotate the strike. That's quite good field positioning. Vignesh understood the consequences of placing mid-on wider. Suresh Selvam somehow finds a gap between mid-on and mid-off. And now there have been long on straight away. Going a bit of defensive approach from Bablu. But this man doesn't see field positioning much. In power play, he'll just score boundaries. Oh, swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he is looking for. Finally, something that could align with the expectation of Bablu. Clear-cut jersey colours, clear-cut visuals. This is outstanding work done by the camera team and the streaming team by streaming.in. The jersey was also impressive. I would have not got shocked. Oh my god, this is not the first time it's happening. And that's why they had the fine leg in position. Now that fine leg was kept inside the circle so that they could have a long on. Results in a boundary.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god. This is very unfortunate. This is very unfortunate. And there you could see Jai Kishore is showing his soccer skills. Gets the ball over there. As Bablu will surely be trying to get things under control.
2-2.
Goes over the bowler's head. As simple as it could get. But there will be a long on in position. Will never be about it. That's the difference. In power play, you play a quality shot, you get a boundary. In post power play, you play a quality shot, but you might not be getting a boundary too. I could only remember Suresh Selvam is also representing Indian wheelchair cricket team. He's a very good batter in wheelchair cricket too. So that's just one hand. And playing cricket for years, that's been his experience. Through the covers, beautiful shot. Intention was through the covers, but it hit the point region and the commentary box as well. Thank you so much, Rajni. Look at that. Opens the pace of the bat, which lets him to get more lucky spaces. And there you could see behind that there's a commentary box where we are sitting and speaking about the game. Myself, Bharat Sivalingam, commentator for this tournament. There have been a search process for the ball, that it went out from the commentary box as well, so they have to search for that.
New ball.
Yes, the ball went out, and that's been proposed for the change of ball. A new ball was proposed. Since this is before the third over, so they can eventually use a new ball. Got the ball anyway. There have been a replacement ball given. The search process in that's going on anyway. Oh, much better. But I love the way how this man is batting, Rajni. Adjusting according to the length and playing on top of the ball. Very good batting display. 3 gets completed, 38 for no loss.
3 overs completed. Score 88. Score 38. Bowler win.
Three for 38. Shevak, the new bowler, into the attack. There have been more possibilities of him bringing up the breakthrough. He's known for giving up such breakthroughs, and the team is struggling hard to pick wickets. Shevak is such a kind of bowler. Sendil is such a kind of bowler. There have been few wicket-taking bowlers. Raghava is there. So these bowlers were having wicket-taking nags as well. We've seen Sendil, who couldn't create an impact in his first over. Now we could see Shevak trying his best to stop things in the control. Gets the thickish outside edge, but anyway, it finds the fielder in deep. There you could see Shevak straight away conceded a single. Would have expected to pick Suresh Selvam's wicket, but unfortunately he was not able to do that. Because things were quite good under control. The whole ball was given. It was somehow being taken by the organizing committee. Wonderful work down there. Oh, so white ball anyway. The intent seems to be pretty clear that there shouldn't be any runs going on the leg side. That's why all of these bowlers are bowling outside the off stump, not letting the batters to play on the onside. The more you score in the power play, the better you could reach the winning target. That's what being intended. Gets thickish outside edge as the third man trying to chase it down. A good save from Sendil at the deep. Will be just a single. Shevak is trying to keep up the momentum. 1 wicket, and Suresh Selvam is back anyway. I've seen him batting in the wheelchair cricket. He's such a tremendous cricketer. He's not someone who's just blindfoldedly going for big shots. He watches one after the other. He clearly hits the ball. Oh, inside edge. This region is very unlucky region, that they get to concede more runs in this particular region. But anyway, that's a wonderful save done by Senthil. Was just a single anyway. Good signs that the strike have also changed. The more break Suresh Selvam takes, the more his rhythm could broken. That's why set batters will be given strikes in a regular interval of time. They will not be given much break. Rhythm breaks, everything breaks. as things are quite good under control with the way how it's going. But everything seems to be perfect. Maybe one wicket might change the context of the game. One might bring two, two might bring three. That's how batting unit gets collapsed in low target defense. It's not about just scoring. It's also about not to lose much wickets, not to give that momentum to your opposition. That's where this gets in good control. It's tremendous batting. This is. I really love the way how he's batting Rajani, using the pace of the bat, giving up that quality. Just times the ball with the middle of the bat. I think this is very good combination, bringing up together with Rajani playing conscious cricket and Suresh Selvam trying to thrash the bowlers away. This is the only mistake he's doing. If there is an invitation for cut shot, he's trying to cut it away. Wonderful over from Sehwag anyway, despite of conceding a couple of extras. He's trying to take things under control. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he is looking for. But this will surely be an interesting stuff to watch out for, with the way how things gone so far. 4 gets completed, 44 for no loss.
Bowler name. Anand, bowler name.
Good start to the first ball, as things have got quite good under control. Everything seems to be perfect. Back into the attack, Sendil this time bowling a different order. But surely the result doesn't change, as Suresh Selvam is trying to be a little defensive. But this may change over a point of time. That's how it used to be. We gotta wait and watch on how it's going to be. Goes over the mid fielder. Beautiful shot that is. And some shots must be appreciated for the kind of class on which it was implemented. Exceptional stroke making. Just look at that. Oh my god, what a bad flow. What a quality shot that is. I'm really becoming a fan of this man. His choice of shot selection is impressive to watch out for. That is quite impressive to watch out for. Much better one with the way how he's playing this top quality stroke makings. This is not much advisable at this time of cricket. The modern day cricket is looking into different areas, but that doesn't mean you can't play such shots. It's still having its respect. Oh my god. Another beautiful shot that is. And that's a boundary. You can watch this man in action throughout the day. Oh my god. This is beautiful batting. Look at that. Letting it to come and playing in back foot. A cover drive in back foot that earns the gap. and goes for boundary. Another one through the covers, another much better timing, and the placement seems to be perfect. But this time, that one hand effort saves a couple of runs for the side. Good stroke makings from Rajini. That's 55 for Nolas after 5.
Report. Over. Score 55. Change.
55 for Nolas straight after the hydration break. Suresh Selvam. It's been a long while we saw some explosion from him, but Rajini was taking up that responsibility anyway. Finds the aerial route, and that's flat, quick, and majestic to get the result it requires. Suresh Selvam is unstoppable. And this time it was onto the slot, which lets the batter to go well. I think the bowlers must bowl with pace of deliveries. You can't show pace to Suresh Selvam. He's just picking up those shots. The more pace you give, the more better he could bat. Is having that experience of playing pace as they playing wheelchair cricket. In that level of cricket, it is not 22 yards. It will be less than that. So within that distance, they use it to practice, which lets them to adapt to the pace well. (29 of 16). Should have a lot of power on these arms, and especially the wrist of right hand. Only one hand, and you could make miracles. Imagine the kind of potential he had. He's having a huge reputation in wheelchair cricket as well. Go finds the aerial route, and that finds the maximum as well. What a power this man had with just one hand, that to the bottom hand. This is way outstanding. That's why they say that when Chris Oakes came with one hand to bat on, people celebrated this. But this man plays with one hand throughout his career and plays such big shots. Not an easy one. Just take back a look at that. And this covers 60-70 meters, which has one hand in bottom hand. This time through the covers, and nobody is getting closer to the ball even. And that's a welcome boundary out there to decorate the last over of power play, as he's trying to finish things as quick as possible. Another one bowlful. I see nobody's trying to bowl those back of length, and nobody's taking off the pace from the ball. The more you give the pace, the better he's getting. Much better length. This is what I've been speaking about. They should test his ability to cut the ball by bowling such lengths. And sometimes even fuller length with a slower delivery might give you a catch opportunity as well. But this is up to the way how a particular bowler observes a batter. The more you observe a batter, the more you could see weak links from that particular batter. That's why it used to be said that Test cricket is the art form of all formats of cricket. There we could see batters facing 100 balls, 50 balls, 120 balls. So 120 times when you watch a batter bats and you know his strong zone, you know his weak zone. Within that zone, the batter managed to score runs on the board. That's the beauty of Test cricket. You'll be given a lot more chances to think. You'll be given a lot more chances to observe. The one who observes well, the one who thinks well, could eventually be on top of the game. But when it comes to 2020, you got to bowl 24 balls. Whether you bowl well or not, one bat swing might cost you 6 runs, and somewhere you will concede 30 runs. You will become an average bowler. Flicks it away. Catch was the call that gone over the mid-on fielder. Another good shot from Rajani. That last moment flick over the wrist saved his wicket. This one was a close delivery, and look at the wristy work. This have managed to go over the mid-on fielder
32.
and got the boundary that they require for 2. 75 for no loss with one more to end the power play. Swing and a miss, but anyway gets the result that it requires, and not the first time it's happening anyway. 79 for no loss, and that ends the power play in smile. This was what happened. Wicketkeeper was finding it difficult to grab the ball. This is very unfortunate.
Come on.
79. Anand. Bowler. Rahul.
Ready. Relive.
New bowler into the attack. Another one with good wicket taking nag. He somehow finds the way to get wickets. Raghava, the new bowler. 79 for no loss. Good thing is that power play have been completed. The players can be spreaded around. 5 fielders will be allowed outside the 30th circle. Same as how it used to be in all forms of cricket.
One live.
Cuts it away. That's a misfield. This is very unfortunate, as it gets a couple of runs on the board anyway.
Relive.
And this overthrow convinces the batter for not getting that boundary. Oh my god. A misfield turned out to be single, and then an overthrow gave them the boundary. This is very unfortunate. Lucky runs over there for Suresh Selvam. Will be adding another 5 runs on his name anyway. It should have been saved here. Was just single run, and then this throw came in where nobody's there behind the wicketkeeper to stop that. Even wicketkeeper is not on the picture. Nobody was ready for that throw. High in the air, goes over the fielder's head, and rest will be taken care by the outfield itself as it rolls and crosses over the boundary ropes. This venue offers a wonderful cricketing experience, not just for the viewers, mainly for the players. The outfield is excellent, and the wicket suits a fast bowler as well. Not sure about the day 2, but as of now today it's been really good, and under the light it's gonna be impacting more,
Reply.
especially for the fast bowler.
One live.
Oh, slight a bit of movement out there. I think the problem with Rajini's batting is that he's timing the ball really well when there is a pace. If there is not the pace, you have to stretch yourself moving forward. That's where he's struggling. He's just standing and delivering it by his hands, taking care of most of the control. Maybe spinners might do good job against Rajini. Nine so far with a couple of deliveries to be bowled. It's better to rotate the strike and make it a 10 runs over. You can't take risk against every new bowler. We may not be sure what's coming next. Unsettling the bowlers might psychologically helps us out to stay on top of the game. That's a weird sound out there, but the result is a happy sign. One more time, good try from the fielder. Hope he's okay. But anyway, the result is one more time a boundary for Rajni. Was not sure whether hits the middle of the blade or not, but the sound was not convincing and he somehow manages to get that boundary. This was that effort taken by the fielder. Tried his best till the end. Another one in the air. Doesn't get the distance. Fielder under the ball. And that is taken. No mistakes done by the fielder at long on. Finally the breakthrough is here. As Rajani trying to go over the long on fielder. Didn't got the elevation that he is looking for. That's why I mentioned this man somehow has that wicket taking nag. They must be pretty careful against him. But he got carried away with the boundary he scored in the previous ball. Over enthusiasm leads up to us losing our wickets. Good catch taken at long on. That's 92 for 1. Rajani walks back to the pavilion.
Batsman in. Seventy-eight balls, 15 runs.
80-90 அந்த மாதிரி 15 ஓவர் மேட்ச் 44 of 20. Suresh Selvam. Finally a spinner into the game. Might let the batter to stop from exploding. His key factor is using the pace of the ball, timing it to the perfection. Then the rest will be taken care by the ball itself. But now against a spinner you have to generate your own power. I may not be sure this man might be having that power to go over for a maximum against a spinner. Anyway, Peter Surendra, the new batter, came in at number 3. The job have almost been done. 14 required to win. You can rotate the strike and finish things off before the 10th over. This have been wonderful batting display from the openers. Should take things under control. But Vignesh, see, as a captain, the past couple of months have been really good for him with the bat, with the ball. He's been doing really well. He's unleashing his best performances, especially as a spinner, taking the entire responsibility of a side. Should have came a little early, but I'll appreciate to give much overs to the fast bowlers in the power play. That's what he did. Most of the captains did in this tournament. Today, it's pretty good for the fast bowlers to do well in the power play. Also a great thinker of the game. Flights it, gives much revolution, lets the batters to step out or sweep it. They have to take some efforts to score runs on the board, or you have to defend the ball. It's not about picking the wickets, it's about charging the batters, whether you defend it or to go for the big shots. You can never comfortably rotate the strike or pick the gap into perfect placements. Much better one. As it found the fielder at long off. Will be just 2 runs in this over so far, with 1 to go. Oh, these were unwanted overthrows. That's spicing things up. 2 runs extra. And that is turning out to be a boundary as well. You gotta believe this. A man bowls well, but anyway, overthrows costing them runs. This is very unfortunate. Even a good bowler might get disappointed if this happens in a regular interval of time. There you could see the on-field umpire. $99 for 1. With that being 6 runs. Gets off the mark with those runs, Peter Surendra. 8 to win the game anyway. Eight gets completed, 99 for 1.
8 overs completed. Score 99 for 1.
Quality is very good.
Thank you.
எதிர்பார்க்கவே இல்லை நான்
வேற லெவல் பண்ணுவாங்க.
எனக்கு நிறைய ஆடி இருப்போம். ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருக்கு. இவங்க ஃபேன் போட்டு பண்றாங்க.
அந்த டிஎஸ்எல்ஆர்ல பண்றது பயங்கரமா
FX30.
Punches it to the long on region. Chance for the second run. Not going back for the second run. Will be just a single. That's 100 up here for Kolkata. Seems to be quickest 100 in 8 overs. It comes. I think two teams batted well today. One being Mumbai and the other being Kolkata. The rest of the sides have struggled to bat on the expected standards. Surprising thing is these two teams are going to face off each other in match number 3. It's going to be Mumbai versus Kolkata. In fact, Chennai versus Kolkata. Sorry. That will going to be another interesting contest to watch out for. 2 is the call. They're not trying to run back for the second run. Just a couple of runs on the board that could eventually come into their control. Four runs required for his half century, Suresh Selvam. And Raghava with the ball. There is still a possibilities of him picking some wickets. I'm not sure about winning this game, but somewhere Raghava could bring up some change in this game. Impact some wickets. The way how they lose might change if Raghava turns out to be perfect. Goes over Raghava's head. And that eventually finds the fielder in deep. Will be just a single hit. 50 is getting delayed. The entire venue is expecting his half century, Suresh Selvam. But unfortunately, it's getting a little delayed. Seems like it's a breakthrough. And yes, it is. That's what I mentioned. Raghava, as long as he's there, he's tried to impact something in the game. Picks up another wicket, but this time it's unbelievable dismissal. Look at that. A typical test match delight to watch out for. Peter Surender walks back to the pavilion for 7 runs. It's 1 or 2 for 2. Harry could see the birds. There is a science behind this anyway. If it's going like this. Anyway, 3 runs coming off this over, 1 wicket. Good job done by Raghava. 1 or 2 for 2.
1 or 2. Bowler name. Pirates leader.
102 for 2. Vignesh continues out to bowl. Swing and a miss, couldn't get the control that he is looking for. It's looking out to be better that these bowlers are not letting Suresh Selvam to score runs on the board. But very difficult. This is very difficult to play in his standards. Finds the aerial route. Is there a fielder under the ball? Nobody standing under the ball. That's a maximum. And that brings up his half century as well. Comes up in style here. Suresh Selvam, 53 runs in just 25 balls. That's such a tremendous performance out there. 4 boundaries and 4 sixes. Spectacular work as Kolkata Thunder Warriors lost the toss but eventually won the game by a difference of 8 wickets. And what's even more important that is they're almost having 10 overs of spare while winning this game. That's how this performance came. It was a very good performance out there. Except the toss factor, everything favored them. Almost 10.4 overs to spare. Look at the bowling card. Bowl, Bablu, Senthil, Shevag, Raghava. Only Raghava is the pick of the bowler. Others couldn't consolidate as the target is very low. Yes, that's how things got completed over there. Celebrations over there. Suresh Selvam is being congratulated. Tremendous performer. Look at his stroke makings. We've seen him going straight down the ground one after the other. Flick shots, cut shots. Great performer, Suresh Selvam. And he knows what needs to be done. Smiling faces everywhere. Kolkata SPJ must give credits to his performance. It's a teamwork overall when you look at the way how they performed. Raj Mahesh Pillai, SPJ did well. Suresh Selvam is doing well. Rajani did well. Imagine how many players have contributed. Mudeshar Khan, obviously. Ranjit Garai and Gopinath. Ganesh Yadav, don't forget his name too. So all the bowlers and whoever batted have contributed. Good job, and this seems to be dangerous side here. This Kolkata. Smiling faces. Just taking back to whatever happened so far in this game. As the highlights of this game was more of bowlers battle of taking wickets. Yet we've seen a couple of performances done by Suresh Selvam as well. A few batters did well in favor of Vignesh's innings. Raghava did well. But end of the day, it's Suresh Selvam and Rajani who did miracles on the ground and made it possible. There we could go with his highlights of this game. It had started off with this catch taken at the point direction, and that's how the first wicket have fallen. And then we've seen the wickets kept on falling. On the other end, the skipper Vignesh have started scoring runs on the board. He took up the responsibility of scoring runs. At the other end, the bowlers of Kolkata have started picking wickets, especially Mudeshar Khan with his impact as a left-arm pacer had a huge gain in this game. And right after the power play, we've seen with the way how Raj Mahesh Pillai came into the attack and SPJ Suresh along with that combination, they did really well. This was the combination that changed the context of the game completely. And along with that, they've also had a few performers did well in the game. Along with that, we've seen that Mudeshar Khan, SPJ Suresh, Ganesh Yadav have also been pick of the performer. This was how it all started when SPJ started picking up wickets. He dismissed Vignesh, who seeming to be very dangerous at some point of time. This one came out as a revenge from Raj Mahesh Pillai after conceding a boundary. And then things were got into control. Only hope was Vignesh unless or until SPJ Suresh came in, bowled a wonderful arm ball to the off stump to dismiss Vignesh. That's how it all went out of their control. Before he scored 38 runs, Vignesh with his 4 boundaries. It ended here with his SPJ Suresh wicket. Along with it, SPJ have also picked up a couple of wickets. With these boundaries, the lucky boundaries came through Raghava's bat. This one went on to be a wonderful catch out there. Second wicket for SPJ. Good thing is with the way how they shuffled between these two bowlers. They had two left-arm medium pacers, Raj Mahesh Pillai, along with Ganesh Yadav, and SPJ Suresh came in the middle by balancing things up together. That's how this got things under control. Everything was with the right balance. In fact, SPJ Suresh was the skipper of the side as well, as he took up the responsibility to finish things off at the end of 20 overs. They took everything in control. Unless these two boundaries went, it made sure that they score a triple digit mark of 106 at the end of 20 overs. That's how the first innings got to an end, 106 for 9. But in response, in the second innings, the expectation was wickets. But this was what we got. With one hand, Suresh Selvam has started scoring boundaries and sixers, with some lucky runs coming at the final leg region. I think that was also the changing moment of the game. So many wide balls went on to be a boundary. This have also been one more in control, as it finds the aerial route as well. Look at the placement. With one hand, this went for maximum, and these final leg things, that's what I mentioned, have easily went for boundary. And after a point of time, when they understood a game plan for Suresh Selvam, Rajani came in. As that's how it went. And things have got into good control over that through the covers. And pulled it away to the perfect regions. The expectations were to pick some wickets over there, but nobody were getting those wickets until Raghava came in and dismissed. These were the areas where everyone have enjoyed the way how Suresh Selvam was batting. Unless or until Raghava came in to dismiss Rajani's wicket. Until then, it was a clear-cut game for them to make it happen. This was the cut shot played against Raghava, where it went for an overthrow for 5 runs. Good save, but anyway, this overthrow went on to be a 5 runs ball, which gave strike back to Rajani, and that's where things got out of their control. Lucky runs, but Rajani lost his wicket when he tried to take charge against Raghava. But before that, he attacked him really well through the covers and point direction. When he tried to go for big shots high in the air, this was that breakthrough delivery where Raghava got it and Peter Surender came in straight away. But even Peter Surender couldn't sustain along as Raghava continued out to pick wickets. And then Suresh Selvam took up the responsibility, scored this maximum and scored a half century to win the game. That's how things went into good control as Suresh Selvam scored a half century to make it happen here for Kolkata to win this game. They lost the toss, but they won the game eventually to make it happen. That's how the match number 2 gets completed. Kolkata wins the game by a difference of 8 wickets.